Systems and processes might not be the most glamorous aspect of your real estate business, but I assure you it is the key to building a strong foundation so that you can leverage and scale your real estate business. If you're brand new to real estate, I know you're probably thinking, why do I need all of this right now? But trust me, you will thank yourself later, because the busier you get, the more you're going to need systems and processes. You will reach a point in your real estate business where it's a non-negotiable. You have to have them in place. And it's much easier to implement them when you have the time to set that foundation and then build up from there. So let's start out by understanding why systems and processes are so important and the benefits within your business. A system is like a well-oiled machine that automates repetitive tasks, and that helps keep you organized. And then the processes are step-by-step instructions on how to do what's happening within that system. So they really do pair together, and what they ultimately come together to do for you is not only free up some of your time, but it creates consistency and efficiency in your business. And I know it's hard to think about that when you're just getting started and thinking like, I don't even have any clients to put into these systems, but you will, and you're building a foundation. When you're building a real estate business, you're starting from the ground up. So you want to make sure you lay that foundation that will last for years. You don't want to be, repairing that cracked foundation when you're juggling 10 different deals and have so many things going on that you don't even have time to implement the system. Systems increase your efficiency. When you implement a system into your business, that frees up time for then you to go do some other high dollar activity, lead generation, client nurturing, etc. The system that you put in place will create that efficiency you need for, let's say, automating your lead follow-up or automating your marketing. There are so many things that we can automate within our real estate business, but we need the system to do it. They also improve your client experience. Systems and processes create consistency. And when you can deliver a top-notch client experience every single time, that's going to lead to more referral and repeat business. Another benefit is scalability. As your business starts to grow, if you have the systems and processes in place, you will grow without any growing pains that so many of us go through. Think about if you already have a system in place to onboard a new team member, or you already have a system in place to bring a new assistant on. Everything is documented from your daily tasks to your client experience, and that makes being able to scale when you're ready so much smoother. So now that we know the benefits of systems and processes, let's get practical and talk about some of the key systems that I think every new real estate agent needs to implement in their business. And the first up is your CRM. This is so important. Do not use your brokerage's CRM unless you want some heartache whenever you change brokerages. We all think at some point we're going to be with our broker forever, but the fact of the matter is, in real estate, turnover is normal. Sometimes you outgrow your brokerage, sometimes you find a better opportunity. There are a lot of different things that come into play. So you want your CRM to be separate from that of the one that your brokerage provides you. And the reason for that is, I don't care what brokerage it is, they're going to keep that information that you have in the CRM. That's why you want to get one that's separate. And then from there, you're going to use that CRM to start building your database. You want to be hyper-focused as a new agent on getting information from your contacts and putting them in that CRM. That's what's going to build your business, because from there, you have your CRM in place and you're adding contact info for new contacts constantly. And then you're going to want to get email software. I personally use Flowdesk. I really don't think it matters what you use, just as long as you get email software, because you're going to want to implement a system to put out at a minimum a monthly email newsletter to your database. And having this email software is such a great way for you to be able to consistently keep in touch with your database. That's a video for another time in terms of what you're doing to keep in touch with them. But no, an email newsletter is such an economical way to keep in touch with them. And I do recommend a minimum of one per month. Some agents do one per week. Personally, I can't keep up with that cadence, and I have someone helping me with my email newsletter. So be realistic about what you're committing to, but no matter what, get your email software in place, connect it to your CRM, and start producing at least monthly content to keep in touch with your community. Next is email templates. And this is a must-have. We send so many of the same or similar emails in real estate. So what I recommend doing is going right into your Google Docs, and each time that you see a pattern that you're sending a similar email, create an email template for it. You don't have to send the exact same email every single time, but wow, is it a game changer on saving time for you. If you have that template to work from, you can just copy and paste it into the body of an email and then tweak it as needed for your client. Think about how many clients you work with or are going to be working with as your business grows. If you're closing, say, 25 transactions a year, and each one of those has the same 5 emails, let's say, you just saved yourself hours of time by taking the time to start these email templates. You can tweak them as you go along, but get that foundation set so that you can copy, paste, and edit as needed. The next system that you need is for lead generation. And it doesn't matter what type of lead generation you're doing, whether it's social media, if you're running ads, if you're door knocking, if you are working FSBOs and expireds. Whatever it is you're choosing to do, heck, even if it's working your sphere of influence, you need some type of system in place or it's not going to work. Lead generation is something that takes consistency. You have to do it day after day and really commit to it, no matter what type of lead generation you're doing. So let's say that your lead generation system is social media, and let's say it's Instagram. You want to make sure that you have a content calendar set up. And that goes all the way down to what day and what time you're going to be posting. I'm not saying you can't have a little flexibility in there, but you need that system and process set up in advance so that you're not getting to the day that you're supposed to be posting and going, I don't have anything to post. I don't have anything prepared. And then at that point, things start falling to the wayside because you're not keeping a system and you're not being consistent. Whatever lead generation you're doing, make sure that you put a system in place so that it's not only consistent, but it's also scalable so that down the road, you can hand it off to someone else if you need to free up more time. Lead generation leads me right into marketing, and you're going to need a system for your marketing. Not that all of it has to be automated, but a good chunk of your marketing really should be automated, because the busier you get, the more likely it's going to be that it gets pushed to the side. And if you're not constantly marketing to your audience, your sphere of influence, your database, then you're going to find that you're not always going to be top of mind and you're going to lose business because of it. So when it comes to your marketing, you want to take a look at, one, what is your marketing plan? And then part 2 of that is, what can you automate? So for me, one piece of our marketing that I have automated is we send both a spring and a fall home maintenance postcard. I have it all set up in Mailbox Power. It goes out the same time, twice a year, depending on the season. I don't even have to think about it. Now, what I will do is in January, I will go in, tweak it, make sure that everything is current, but then it's set up and ready to go. Out of sight, out of mind. It happens without me doing anything else. And that's where you really need to drill down into your marketing to determine what can you automate, what can you input into a system so that you stay consistent and you're always top of mind. Last is transaction management. And I'm gonna talk about this in 2 parts because this could be transaction management software like Skyslope or Loop, and it could also be a transaction coordinator that's actually handling, managing all of the paperwork and deadlines for you, or it could be both married together. It really depends on where you are in your business, but I will say, I don't care if the ink on your license just dried. It won't be long before you need at least transaction management software, and I would even say a transaction coordinator. They are worth every single penny. They take so much admin work off of your plate, and that frees up your time to go do those money-producing activities. So just remember that even if you have transaction management software, for example, my brokerage provides me with Skyslope. I love it. It's great. But I also have a transaction coordinator that is making sure that paperwork is in, deadlines aren't missed, earnest money is received, and all that paperwork is uploaded to the brokerage and cleared for closing. So just keep that in mind. Do not wait until you're buried in paperwork and risk the chance of possibly missing a deadline. That can be catastrophic. This is something that you want to implement early on, and it really is important to have that system in place so that you are making sure your clients are always in compliance with the contracts that you're working. There are so many options out there. So make sure that you are taking the time to really invest in the right tools. And that means doing research upfront within your business to determine where it is that you're repeating tasks over and over again. You want to make sure that you are putting your money in a place where it's actually going to create leverage and that foundation in your business. Don't just go with a bright, shiny object and then realize that it's not really what you needed inside your business. Everybody's business is different. So really sit down, write out what you're doing on a day-to-day basis if you have to then determine where it is that you're repeating tasks so that you know you need to implement a system. Systems and processes are your secret weapon for building a successful real estate business. They're not glamorous, they're no fun to set up, but they are absolutely worth the investment, both financially and your time, getting them implemented so that things are running smoothly and you can scale from there. If you got some help from this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you never miss a video from me. Until I see you on the next one, take care.